Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to be talking about Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3. Okay? Phantom, Attack, and Sith. Okay? So, what I wanted to talk about today is the biggest... thanks for your patience. My main thrust with what I'm going to be talking about today is that it has become uncool to hate on the prequels. It really has become uncool to hate on the prequels, which is absolutely shocking to me, and I could not be happier to go here, right? So one of the things is, I've been blessed. I saw Star Wars when I was 7 years old. So, thank the Lord. I literally thank the Lord that I was born when I did, because one of the things that's really special about my life is I have been able to see every single Star Wars film on its release night in the theaters. And that is, that is just precious to me, and I really feel special about that. It's a gift from God. Like, it's just so special to me, right? And one of the things is I remember distinctly the prequels. And when I saw Episode 1, I was absolutely blown away. Like it was just, there were so many emotions that were going through me. I was excited, I was sad, I was, just exhilarated to see it back on the scene. I was just there with the characters, and, I was seeing Darth Vader's, prequel story, and it was amazing. And I remember going to see that movie, and I was 19 years old, and so it was just wild. No, sorry, I was 29 years old. Wait, hold on. It was 1999, and I was born in 70. Yeah, so I was 29 years old, excuse me. All right, and I was just very, very excited, okay? And it was fantastic, and I really had a great time in it, right? So, So basically, I left the theater, and then I heard all these people just trashing the film, and I was like, what? It was amazing. I was just stunned, right? Well, one thing, and then we had the period between 1999 and 2012 where people were just eviscerating these, eviscerating the prequels, right? Just complaining left and right, what a bad job Lucas had done. Now, I never understood it. I just never understood people saying this. I liked everything about the prequels. I thought they were fantastic, right? And I just did not understand in the least why fans were downing it, right? Well, one thing that just recently happened was Star Wars Celebration occurred, Star Wars Celebration 2017, and one of the things that was really amazing about Star Wars Celebration 2017 is they just took all the panels and put them right up on YouTube for free, right? And I'm like, whoa, Now, when I go to a convention, that is what I like. I mean, I love going to panels. So that is my jam when I go to a convention. So, and honestly, I would love to go to Star Wars Celebration, but I just can't fit it in. I go to Otakon every year, I go to PhilCon every year, and I go to Balticon maybe every year, you know what I mean? So, that's 3 cons already, and I have friends and that I'm invested in to go in those, and I really just, it's not fair to my family to add more conventions on top of that, right? So I purposely don't go to Star Wars Celebration just because it'd just be too much money. It's not close to my home, blah, 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 right? But I was just so thrilled to see these panels. And one of the panels was Aiden Christensen with Ian McDiarmid. So you have Anakin Skywalker and Palpatine, right? And Ian McDiarmid starts telling a tale, and he was telling a story about when him and Hayden were doing the scene in the theater where Palpatine is talking to him about these old Sith Lords and how they used power, right? And kind of seducing him into the dark side, and kind of leading him down this path of really desiring power, right? And and Ian McDiarmid, who is an objectively amazing actor, said Aiden's fantastic concentration allowed me to do this in the scene, right? And he would say, you know, he's just a consummate professional, and his acting ability. And he was referring to Hayden Christensen as a good actor, right? Now, the thing that shocked me about this is I had never heard anyone say that before, right? And I always believed it. I've always really liked Hayden. I saw Jumper, man. Like, you know, I was down with him. I was in his corner, right? And I really liked what he did with Anakin Skywalker, and I thought he did a fantastic job, right? And it was really special to see someone else publicly acknowledging the incredible work that Hayden Christensen did in the prequels. And here's the biggest thing: unapologetically, like, he was saying, these were great movies, and I have a right to be proud of them, and I am proud of my protege and this kid, you know, who acted with me, and we did something great together, and not in any way apologizing for it or feeling that he needed to justify the prequels in any way. Now, this is mind-blowing because this is just completely new, right? Now, I work in information technology, and things change on a dime in tech, right? But generally, things socially and culturally change slowly. Now, recently, things culturally really have started to change much more quickly. There's things that happened within the last 8 years that shocked me. I never thought they would happen. There are things that happened in the last 8 years that I never expected to see in my entire lifetime, right? And they happened just almost overnight. So it shouldn't really surprise me that the narrative on the quality of the prequel films is changing very, very quickly, right? So I think what's happening is, with Star Wars going to Disney, once Disney owns something, it really becomes part of Americana, right? And Americana, you know, that's your red Coca-Cola machine, you know. Like, Star Wars is now really starting to be painted in the red, white, and blue. And that's big. Like, that is a big, big deal, right? And because I think Americana is being attached as a tag to Star Wars, it's becoming very uncool in the U.S. to hate on the prequels. Now, I'm thrilled about this because there are some people who made real bones about the prequels, like Mr. Plinkett on YouTube. Man, that dude, you know, he made his bones. He got a lot of traffic and brought a lot of attention to himself by really just super, super downing another person's art. And that is just, I really feel that is super uncool, right? And so I really like to see a return of, you know, just people recognizing what an incredible job George Lucas did on the prequels, right? On the prequels. They are amazing. And it's ridiculous to me that anybody needs to justify those films. They forwarded technology for film, and they really forwarded the Star Wars film. The other thing that drives me crazy is, like, there's all these people who are like, George didn't do a good job of overseeing Star Wars. Star Wars is the empire it is today. Like, maybe that's the wrong word. Star Wars is, you know, the intellectual property, the mega intellectual property it is today because of George's work. And I feel like he was diligent and he was careful and he was a brilliant creative. And I just really, I'm so happy to see a return to being able to say the prequels are awesome and not having to apologize to anybody for that, not needing to explain it. And I really like the idea that if you didn't like the prequels, right, well, that's great, you know, for you. That can be something that you feel in your mind and your heart, but you don't need to talk about that anymore because there's going to be less and less voices willing to hear it, right? And certainly it's not going to have any kind of a cachet of coolness the way it used to, which I never understood why it had that in the beginning, right? So, from the gate. And so I really love this idea that it is just not cool to hate on the prequels anymore. I'm really thrilled at this. And also, I think it's fantastic that Disney is sharing the Star Wars Celebration panels publicly through YouTube. It is a really wonderful gift to every fan out there. I highly encourage you to go watch them. They're just wonderful. And, you know, and Star Wars is just a gift that just keeps on giving, man. It's just so awesome. And I really love the idea that the prequel haters are falling back. and are going to continue to fall back. That just thrills me. Take care.